Hey everyone, this is Malka Mishka, also known as Rocket Dog Roleplays. It's great being here with... Wait a minute. Seeing that I have a different form, I might want to consider a different name. Malka Mishka doesn't exactly sound like the name for a Draconecateceskys, I guess. Oh, I know. Clip wing quick cut. Clip wing for short. And in case you're wondering what I just said, I said clipped wing quick cut. Yeah. Okay, so I just wanted to let you all know that I am going to be reviewing the wonderful, the amazing Equestrian Girls new movie, Friendship is Magic, all that wonderful stuff, the Friendship Games. So, I just have to say, this was a beautiful movie. I loved the intro, and the whole stylization, the addition of the new school and everything, totally blew up my expectations. I was so amazed with what they've done with it, and I absolutely love it. Okay, so I'm gonna get into this, and I just want to let you know, just in case you don't already, in case you're not reading that giant board right above my head, spoiler alert. There will be a lot of spoilers in this. I will be talking about the entire movie. So if you do not like spoilers, then I suggest you leave now. Okay, now that that's over, I have to get to the meat of the story. I love the new line of characters. Lemon Zest is adorable. Lightning Dust, I can't believe they finally made us a human version of her. Okay, I'm just gonna apologize in advance if I sound a little funny. I think I'm coming down with a cold, but that's besides the point. Sugarcoat and Sour Sweet. Oh my goodness, I absolutely love them. Sour Sweet, we finally have gotten our very first bi-pony character. Okay, that was a terrible joke. What I mean to say is we've gotten our first bipolar character, and that is so cool, especially the way it is used with Sour Sweet. Not only that, but I feel so sorry for poor little Sugarcoat. I didn't exactly get her name since a coat is an animal fur, but then I had this realization. Sugarcoat means to make things sound appealing, and then I had this realization. She is literally the biggest ironic joke ever. Her name is Sugarcoat, but sugarcoating things is the very last thing she does. She probably feeds off of shattering your hopes and dreams. And, okay, I have to admit, I was actually very shocked at the introduction of a new principal. I was expecting this school to just be Princess Cadence. And then I had this realization. Hold the phone. Principals are princesses. So, the counterpart for this character could quite possibly be the fact she's evil and the way the show has trended. The character might actually be a queen and come up in the equestrian world. And even if she isn't, I expect her to have some sort of power, at least be like a really powerful unicorn or something, because the build-up there, I mean, it would just be such great continuity, especially if we got another alicorn. And I thought this was amazing. The fact that they showed Twilight Sparkle, of all people, getting blackmailed by the principal. I mean, this is actually something I had to deal with in school. One of my teachers was actually blackmailing a lot of kids in our class, and it's a very scary thing, especially for someone like Twilight, a social a social recluse whose biggest dreams are getting into a study program. And the principal tells her, I can very easily get you into that study program. But if you don't do whatever I say, I can very easily make sure you never go to that study program. This was an insane point for me because it just started up the feels, because you can tell that Twilight here is the pre-friendship Sunset Shimmer. She is practically Sunset Shimmer after she was defeated. And what is amazing about this is that you see the viewpoint from Twilight. I mean, this is amazing, and I love her song. I love how she has this sort of knowledge that there's got to be something out there. I know there's something I'm missing. This life-seeking journey sort of thing. And so, on with that point, I have to admit, Crystal Prep is a very large school. I'm not gonna lie, that school is like 3-4 stories high. And it's like, let's just say, it's definitely a prep school for rich kids. I don't know how else they would be able to coat the whole inside in like diamonds and crap. But on with that, I have to say that I love the role Sunset has taken in this new movie, because in the previous movies she's either portrayed as extreme bad or extreme good. And finally we're getting to see her more fleshed out. Yes, we saw her faults in the second movie, but now we're getting to see how she acts in the group. And I love this. And one of my favorite scenes in the movie is as Twilight is walking through this hall and everybody's like, "Yo, sup, Twilight?" And she's just like, "Oh my god, this school is full of stalkers." That was one of the best scenes in this I have seen so far. It was adorable. And I absolutely love what they did there, because they knew how much we hated Flash Sentry. So you know what they did just for us? They totally destroyed his hopes and dreams. He's like, "Twilight, you're back." And she's like, "I gotta go, like now, I better run." And he's just like, "Oh, no." And this might actually be helpful as a way to sever him from her equestrian Twilight. I mean, he's an okay character and all, but he's sort of a Gary Sue. And after watching Jerry Pete's video, let's just say I need some brain bleach. Okay, now as I was saying, I love the way the characters are played out in this. They are all extremely true to their personalities. And I love that scene when Twilight is really upset and Fluttershy goes over and she's like, "Hug a bunny. Just do it, man." And Twilight's like, "Illogical." She's like, "Do it." That was so cute. But what I wanted to say about this is I love the scenes in which you're getting to see these friendship games. For me, this makes up for when we didn't get to see the games of the Crystal Empire, because we had so much tension building up for that, and they gave us what we wanted and so much more. I mean, archery, motocross, I mean, come on. These kids don't even have licenses. It's just beautiful. So, what I was going on to is I love the way that this whole story takes a complete turnaround. How Sunset finally completes the circle of life, as you could say, of Twilight, that Twilight started. Because not only do we have Sunset pretty much fully understanding friendship and possibly being alicorinated in that short, "My past is not today," but we have so many suggesting theories around this. And what the future in this is looking so cool. It makes up for the crappiness of the first movie, by far. I actually have to say that I was more pleased with this ending than the Sirens ending. I'm sorry, but the Sirens were pretty cool, and there was that giant, I don't even know what that thing was, I guess alicorn horse thing. Well, for me, this ending gave me so much more satisfaction than the second and the first movie combined. And so, what I wanted to say about this is the music. Okay, my favorite scene in this movie is the song Unleash the Magic, which I will soon be covering. In fact, the art above displayed is mine, and I love this song. This song is so amazing because if you look at this song, not only is she being blackmailed, but she's got the extreme peer pressure. I love the almost hypnotic chanting in this song, basically telling her, you will lose everything if you do not follow the status quo. And it's amazing because she's been bullied this whole time, and they're just like, do it. This song is beautiful, and I highly recommend you listen to it. I'm not gonna lie, I've been listening to it like every day for the past 3 months. Well, not 3 months, 3 weeks. I mean, yeesh, the movie hasn't been out for 3 months. Okay, now what I wanted to say was so fantastically amazing about this song is the amount of how deep this song goes in the roots. I mean, this song is so dark, and it's scary. It legitimately scared me the first time I watched it. I was brought back to my days in school when I was bullied, and I said, oh my goodness, I can relate to that song. I mean, this was such a powerful song that implored such a amazing lesson, because if you watch this movie, she gave in to peer pressure, and the outcome was really bad for her. And you can also relate that to Sunset Shimmer. In fact, Sunset Shimmer, she went down the same road as Twilight, except the problem is, she's fully realized no one's ever gonna forget what happened with her. No one's ever gonna forget that, but she can be forgiven and reproved. And that's what I loved about this. So basically, I drew this picture as a cover for the song, and I absolutely love the song. The song is just so dark and eerie and so hypnotic in nature. It's incredible. I just gotta say, these musicians are getting better and better as the show goes on. And as I said, my headcanon is that this principal is going to be an alicorn. And I gave her the Twilight wings because I believe how they say, like father, like son. Well, basically, it seems that this girl is the closest authority that Twilight has, and she would somewhat start taking after her after some time. And so, what I also wanted to say about this is I love this movie. I love how the ending worked out with Twilight and Sunset becoming friends. And now we no longer have the alternate main 6, we have the alternate main 7. And I love Dean Cadence. She's so cute. She is by far my favorite of the adult models in this show. Ugh, I still cannot recover from Granny Smith. So, what I want to end this with is, I love this episode. This was a beautiful episode, but it did have its flaws for me. Although the storytelling was great, and Twilight was just that jerky friend who don't pick up the phone, ever. I have to say, I love this episode, this movie, and it was really good, but it had a lot of problems with it. First off, we have the problem of, so anyone can mess with the portal? I don't get that. How would it have not been discovered way before this? And how did Twilight get pictures of the broken amulet shards and and other things like that? It's like we never saw her before till the end of the second movie. But still, it leaves so much unsaid. It's insane. When I first heard about the Equestrian Girls series, I was extremely turned off by the idea. I thought, oh no, this is gonna be... I just had the idea that this was going to be a horrible, girly little high school cliche movie. But after seeing these, they've really well developed the characters and the whole environment, the whole universe in this alternate world. My falling points are simple. As before, we have the problem that the high school cliches do annoy me a lot. And we had all the characters paired up in the beginning credits of the movie, but that never really happened throughout the movie. Not only that, but we also have this amazing Twilight time arc that had better be in an episode. I mean, otherwise, you lose a huge chance at continuity. Not only that, but you lose a cool adventure that all of us would totally look forward to. And I have to say, I love the ending scene where she runs through the portal and she's like got the hoof hands. That's so adorable. Okay, it's time to close this up. Since this is my first review, I don't know. I'm not sure what I should really do for the end. Something just makes me wanna... I guess I kind of wanna... That was strange. I've never done that before. Well, I guess this is Clipwing signing off. See you later. Bye.